So if you're watching, you will know that Taco is sitting on my lap. So he is joining the podcast today as I guess my co-host for whatever reason. He's feeling spoiled and needy. And I spoil him and feed into his neediness. So we're here. If you are listening, you will hear a little feedback. Sounds like somebody's snoring. It's Taco. I have a 3-year-old pug. He's the love of my life. We're gonna keep it moving. So, welcome back to another episode of Man and Flow. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much. I always appreciate you being willing to spend any of your time with me. It's yours, it's precious. You can do with it what you want. Grateful that you decide to give a little bit to this experience. So, YouTube Shorts, for anybody else that's like me that kind of falls down these YouTube rabbit holes, YouTube Shorts kind of prompted this conversation today. I was watching a clip from an older interview. I think it said that it was maybe 6 years old of Stephen Colbert and Anderson Cooper. And if you want to watch it, I think it's something in regard, you can search Anderson Cooper, Stephen Colbert, a beautiful conversation about grief. And the conversation started from the point that I saw in the short. Anderson Cooper stated to Stephen, he said, "Hey, I read in an interview that you said that you had learned to love the thing that you wished most had not happened." From there, he went on to say that what punishments of God are not gifts. And Anderson asked him if he believed that. And he basically said, yes, it's a gift to exist. And with existence, there is suffering, and that there's no escaping that. I'm paraphrasing just to kind of get it all out and touch on all the points. But he says it's not necessarily that he wanted it to happen. He would have loved it if it had not happened. But if you are grateful for life, which he believes is a positive thing to do, then you have to be grateful for all of it. It doesn't mean you're happy with what happened. Of course, you don't want it to happen. It's just that it's happened. It's a part of life. It's a part of the overall life experience. And if you're going to be grateful for your life, you can't discriminate against what that looks like. Interestingly enough, I had the conversation with my therapist on Thursday night. We were talking, and I was just telling him about how those were concepts that I was kind of leaning more into, and about how that had been creating a space of like balance and stability for me lately. I think for a long time, it was easy to wake up every day and think about how much it sucked to have to get up and work a job that I didn't want to. It sucked to have to be living in a place that I didn't necessarily want to be in. And when I say that, I'm talking specifically about Memphis because I so long and have been longing to be back in Houston. But also just everything else. I think it's so easy to think about what you don't have, where you are, that you don't want to be, and where you would rather be. Sometimes we focus so much on the negative, like, oh, I don't have enough money, or oh, I don't have this, or oh, this is bad because of this. And so I think it really puts us in a space as to where we settle our thoughts, our life experiences kind of are shaped by these negative mind states that we create. We tell ourselves, or at least convince ourselves, that life sucks. Like there's nothing good going on right now. And of course, I've sat, I believe, here in the conversation and talked about, just gratitude and how, one day I sat and tried to count my blessings. And of course, tangible things, your senses, the ability of your limbs, the things that you have, your gifts, your talents. But it's also one of those things where when I go a little bit deeper, I think about all the ways that I'm being protected, all the things that I'm being kept from, all the things that there are that exist as problems in the world that are not my problems. So while things may not be exactly what I want them to be, while things may not show up in all the ways that I want them to show up all the time, while there may be some experiences in my lifetime that I much rather would not have had to have endured, cancer being one of them, losing my mother in 2020 being one of them. I definitely can say that I am learning to truly embrace this idea of beyond any given circumstance, whatever it is, however hard it may be, whatever challenges I may face, whatever experiences of suffering that may come about. I'm learning to view things from a space of gratitude. And I can honestly say for me, I know that everybody has different belief systems. I know that many people kind of challenge this idea of manifestation because they want everything to be so Bible focused and they want everything to be so by the letter of the book. And I respect that, whatever feels right for you. But for me, I am learning to understand that the more I exist in spaces of gratitude, the more I come at life from that angle of, yeah, things may not be perfect, but I'm grateful for the way that they are. I may not be living the exact life that I want to live, but I'm happy with the life that I have. I think that more goodness is kind of coming in. I find that it's creating spaces of peace that maybe weren't peaceful for me before. And it's not that anything has tremendously changed in my atmosphere. Still in the same place, still having the same experiences, still doing the same things, in many ways, still impacted by the same limitations. However, I think my overall mindset, as well as just coming at it from this space of I am thankful for my life. I am thankful for the opportunity to be alive. I am thankful for all of my blessings. I'm thankful for all of my gifts. I'm thankful for all of the ways that I'm able to create. I'm thankful for all of my loved ones. I'm thankful for all of the people that I get to experience, all the people that get to experience me. I'm thankful for being able to take care of myself. I'm thankful that no matter what, I'm able to do what's necessary to get from one day to the next, one week to the next, one month to the next. If God keeps allowing me to 1 year to the next. And so I don't know. I think that approaching things from that certain mind state has really just shaped and developed this period that I'm in right now. I've been experiencing a greater sense of calm. I have found myself smiling and laughing more. I found myself being a lot more intentional with my time and the things that I choose to do with it. If nothing else, sometimes just finding myself in spaces of not necessarily wanting to sit down and find something to watch on TV or not necessarily wanting to doom scroll on social media as myself and many other people that I know tend to do, but finding things that ultimately are going to increase that gratitude for me, leaning into concepts like whether it be kind of taking time out to read books or listen to audiobooks that are kind of promoting positivity, whether it be leaning more into my creative spaces. I took a week off this week and not for nothing. I didn't intend to. Coming into the week, I was not going to. It was not a plan. I think I just randomly decided after Monday being the holiday and looking up and realizing, like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be going live today. And then that didn't happen. I took a break. And so I don't know. I find that when I have moments where I just kind of get to exist and be, and I don't have to focus my time and attention on anything, I get to kind of really lean into my creativity. I get to really unpack and experience some deeper thought, and I get to really just tap into what it is that I want to do next. I requested, interestingly enough, from my job, I requested to have off half a day on Tuesday after having been off on Monday, and they waitlisted me and then never approved it. So I said, okay, no worries. We're gonna do what we gotta do to have our own little extra time off. So I worked 7 to 10 on yesterday. And then after working 7 to 10, I will not go back to work until 1:30, and I'll only work 1:30 to 3:30 on Monday. So basically I gave myself a nice little extra chunk of time off of work just so I could like enjoy being. I think for me, and for a lot of people, sometimes we're just so constantly on the go. Even when you work from home, I know a lot of people say you work remote. Why are you always feeling so overwhelmed, so tired? Because I think anything that you do that requires you to use a great deal of your mental capacity, like for me, I work on the computer all day. I'm talking on phones all day. I'm dealing with reporting and talking to customers and all of these different things. I think those things put you in a place as to where you become mentally exhausted. And in a lot of ways, your mental can. impact your physical. So for me, I think I'm just kind of consistently burnt out sometimes. And so anytime that I have the opportunity to just take time to rest and to stop and to kind of sit in silence and to kind of do things that feel good to me, to cuddle up with my dog, to, water my plants, to do some journaling, some meditation, some prayer, to buy something nice for myself, to do something that's a form of self care. If you are looking at me on YouTube right now, you know that I have on a hat. You know that my face is looking a little scruffy. I haven't shaved. Um, and it is what it is. I told myself coming into this experience that this is the least of any experience that I've ever had where I'm attempting to be perfect. Perfection is not a part of this process. It's not real. So even in trying to create it or trying to get it to be the best version that it can be, it's never going to be exactly 100%. So I might as well just give it my best, do what I can with it, and just be happy with the outcome. Every time that I come here, I'm so grateful to have an outlet where I can come and say what I want to say, leave it on the floor, feel good about the moment, and then beyond that, know that it's no longer mine. It's whoever chooses to listen to it, whoever chooses to watch it, whoever chooses to consume it and experience it. And if that's no one, that's okay. Somebody will see it one day. Somebody will hear it one day. It's always going to be out there. So before I go too deep off onto a tangent, yeah, I just really wanted to come by today. And this wasn't intended to be a long conversation. I think I knew coming into this that this would be somewhat of a shorter chat. But I don't know. I just wanted to come today to hopefully encourage somebody else who may be dealing with some experiences right now that just have them in this place of thinking that overall life sucks. And I know I tell people all the time, it's so easy to become attached to the moment because in the moment, that's what you're experiencing. It's like, yeah, you want me to be grateful. You want me to look at the positive. You want me to see all of these great things. But right now, I don't have money to pay my bills. Right now, I'm hurting because this happened. Right now, I feel like I'm under, all of these bricks because of whatever these things are that are happening in my life. And I understand that. I do. I've definitely felt the weight of that. I've definitely been consumed many times by that. I've definitely found myself in spaces where I had no idea what I was going to do. I had no idea where my next anything was coming from. I had no idea how I was going to make it out. I had no idea whether or not I was going to survive. But all of those things being true, no matter what was going on in those moments, I was still capable of being present. I was still capable of showing up. I was still capable of having some form, even if only in the slightest way, based on my understanding in that moment, some form of understanding and some form of positive experience. And I was able to push through it. A lot of times we don't even recognize that we're pushing through things because we feel so stuck and we feel like everything is at a standstill. But every day that you get to rest a little and every day that you wake up to a new day, you've pushed through it. And time is revealing to you what's necessary for you to continue to push through it. And that's not always easy and it's not always clear. And sometimes it can be very frustrating and sometimes it can be extremely overwhelming. And sometimes it will just have you feeling outright just down, deep in the dumps. And I'm not saying to anybody not to feel what you feel. I'm not saying to anybody that if something sucks, that it doesn't suck because you're grateful for it. I don't want that to be a misconception and I don't want my words to be misconstrued. Ultimately, what I'm saying is that for me, and I think for a lot of people, because I've heard a lot of people that have kind of spoken to this just in different spaces, people who talk about healing, people who talk about motivation and encouragement, people who talk about manifestation, people who speak from a place of spirituality. I think a lot of people speak towards because they've seen it as a part of their experience. When you reshape your thought processes and change the way that you think, even if just by a little bit, more and more over time, you're able to see the impact of how those thoughts are shaping your reality. So, just some food for thought, something to hopefully encourage somebody. I know that Many times, especially right now with everything going on in the world, and I don't even have to list any examples. If you're alive right now, you know that there's something going on in this world, something going on in your life that may be bringing about some form of suffering. But just in knowing that it's okay, despite those things, to experience gratitude for what you do have, to experience gratitude for despite what you are going through, what you don't have to go through, to know that there are things that you've been through in the past that you're no longer having to go through, to know that certain hurts that you've experienced, it's prepared you, and it's sad to say that, but it's prepared you in some way for maybe what you're dealing with right now. I know for me that there are things in my life experience that have hurt me so badly as to where, yeah, something else may hurt me. I may be sad. It may have a negative impact on me, but it will never hurt me the way that I've been hurt by these things. The loss of my mother, finding out that I had cancer, finding out that I no longer had cancer, and that now, beyond these people telling me that I was not going to live anymore, now I have the opportunity to live, and I have to figure out what the hell that looks like. There were a lot of things. Before I get too deep off into a ramble, I just want to say that I'm grateful. That's my ultimate overall message. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my experiences. I'm grateful for this pug that is laying on me snoring, that has his needles of fur all over my tank top. I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful and happy that as time goes on, I'm able to see more and more of the ways that I desire for life to be. I'm able to discover more and more possibilities of how to make that life that I want for myself a reality. I'm able to get through certain things and overcome certain circumstances and improve my situation little by little. I'm grateful for it all. So, I just wanted to come by today to have a quick chat about gratitude. Hopefully, you know, sparking something within somebody else that maybe wasn't feeling that way before. Or maybe if you were feeling a little bit, maybe now you feel a little bit more than you did before. And if not, that's okay. We can revisit the conversation at another time. There's no rush to change it all at once. If you're at a place right now where it's just all too hard and it's all too much, and you don't know how to look at life from that angle, understand that I get it, that I've been there, that you're not alone, that there are other people right there with you right now. But that if you believe that it's possible for things to get better, that is the catalyst. That's the first step in things actually getting better. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And Taco and I are going to take off. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your weekend, that you start your week off very well. And I hope that if nothing else, you can find something today to be grateful for. Yep, that is what I hope for you.